Have you ever wondered how a political standoff halfway around the world could affect the device you're using to watch this video? Let's dive into the fascinating, intricate world of semiconductors. These tiny chips are the heartbeat of our digital age, powering everything from smartphones to self-driving cars. But did you know that their production is a global affair, involving key players across multiple countries? Now imagine if tensions arise between these countries. Take the United States and China, for example, two giants in the semiconductor world. Any disagreement between them injects uncertainty and strain into the system, potentially disrupting the supply of these vital chips. In fact, US restrictions on semiconductor exports to China have created ripples throughout the global economy, raising concerns about the future of commercial ties. This is only the beginning of how geopolitical tensions can reshape the semiconductor market. As we can see, international politics and technology are more intertwined than ever before. The USChina Standoff is a prime example of how geopolitical tensions can reverberate through the semiconductor industry. Let's dive into the crux of the matter. The United States has imposed restrictions on semiconductor exports to China, a move that has implications far beyond the two superpowers. The aim? To prevent China from leveraging these advanced technologies for potential military gains. But the ripples from this action are felt across the globe, affecting the economic and commercial ties of many nations. The US and China, both key players in the semiconductor supply chain, are now in a tense standoff. This not only introduces uncertainty into the global marketplace, but also strains the intricate web of international business relationships. The standoff is more than a simple trade dispute. It's a chess game on a global scale, with each move affecting the balance of power and economic stability. The restrictions imposed by the US are not just aimed at curbing China's technological ambitions, but are also a strategic maneuver in a high-stakes game of geopolitical supremacy. Yet it's not just about who holds the power. It's about the global community. These restrictions have far-reaching implications, affecting everything from the cost of your next smartphone to the production capabilities of burgeoning tech companies. In essence, this standoff is reshaping the global semiconductor landscape, highlighting the fragility of international business ties. Let's turn our attention to China, a major player with ambitious goals in the semiconductor industry. China, with its insatiable drive to climb the technological ladder, is making significant strides in the semiconductor industry. However, the journey is not as smooth as one might expect. The country's semiconductor aspirations are often at odds with trade restrictions, especially those imposed by the United States. China's semiconductor industry is a vital cog in the country's broader plans. From artificial intelligence to chip production, semiconductors play a pivotal role in China's technological dreams. The nation's ambitious Made in China 2025 plan aims to transform the country into a high-tech powerhouse, with semiconductors at the heart of this transformation. However, the road to self-sufficiency is laden with obstacles. The United States, wary of China's technological and military ambitions, has imposed stringent trade restrictions. These restrictions target key semiconductor technologies, creating significant hurdles for China's technological aspirations. These restrictions have a dual impact. On one hand, they pose challenges to China's AI development, as AI technologies heavily rely on advanced semiconductors. On the other hand, they hinder China's chip production ambitions, as many of the essential components needed for chip production are subject to these restrictions. The situation is a classic tug-of-war between ambition and restriction. It underscores the complex interplay between geopolitics and technology, illustrating how political decisions can have far-reaching impacts on technological advancement. The tug-of-war between ambition and restriction is a quintessential example of how geopolitics can stifle technological advancement. The COVID-19 pandemic has underscored the vulnerability of the semiconductor supply chain. As the world came to a standstill, our reliance on technology became starkly apparent. Yet, the production of semiconductors, the very heart of our devices, was disrupted. This disruption brought to light the fragility of a system where raw materials, manufacturing, and end users are spread across the globe. This realization sparked a scramble among nations. Countries began to see semiconductor production not just as a commercial venture, but as a strategic asset, a matter of national security. The United States, South Korea, Taiwan, and others are investing heavily in their semiconductor industries, aiming to secure their supply chains and reduce dependence on foreign manufacturers. This rush underscores a new geopolitical competition, a race for technological independence and dominance. The lessons learned from the pandemic and ongoing geopolitical tensions emphasize the need for secure, resilient supply chains. So, what does all this mean for the semiconductor market? It's clear, geopolitical tensions, particularly the US-China standoff, can introduce significant strain and uncertainty. The global nature of the semiconductor supply chain only amplifies this vulnerability. China's ambitions to advance its semiconductor capabilities are hindered by US trade restrictions, affecting not only their AI and chip production goals, but the global economy as well. The pandemic has underscored the importance of a resilient supply chain. In the end, the semiconductor market is a chessboard where geopolitical moves can dramatically reshape the game.